girl Aisha. Welcome back to Pain Produce Purpose Podcast.
Go ahead. No, okay. So, cousin, tell me, was there any specific thing that happened that actually caused you to say, you know what, this is it? Like, I'm about to truly live my life for God. Like, I'm about to do this thing the right way. I can't keep living like this. I'm about to live my life for God. So was it one specific thing or something that happened that caused that?
Cousin, it's funny you say that because I sit here with a smile on my face because I can smile now about the situation, right? But yes, so I was in a situationship. I like to do situationship for 3 years with this guy. And, the first year is always the best year.
Always.
And then that second year, things start declining. And me being the person that I am, because I'm not a quitter. My mama didn't raise a quitter. Joke. But
no, but we say that all the time, but that's real.
Yeah, really. So, and I can make it work. I mean, I can change things. I always felt that I can make everything better. I can change everybody. Oh no, he's sad right now, but it'll be better. So long story short, I stayed too long in a situation with a guy. I feel that I really loved this guy. I love this guy that I put him first in everything. And it was evident, holiday times, I'm hanging out with his family, not my family.
Not your family.
No, why? I mean, that's my man. At least in my mind, he was my man. At least in my mind, he was my man. So I said all that to say, like, it was so much of myself. I just gave and gave and gave. And did I give, like try to buy him? No, that was my love language to show him how much I loved him. But you know what? God's a jealous God. And, he's not going to let you have nobody before him. So, cousin, things start like spiraling for the worst, like one thing after the other. It was really bad. And I mean, girl, I was going in the bathroom more and more crying, trying to get through this situation, asking myself why things are going like this. And the whole time, God was trying to move me from this place. I've always been told that I have a calling on my life. I've always been told that, and I've been running from it for years. So God, I was that person that was straddling, because I'll go to church, but then I would still go and do what I want to do. I would be over in his house, we would sleep together. We would go out the club and drink. Oh, baby, we would drink. Baby, he had me on, I was Hennessy on the rock. Okay? That's big dog. Choice. That's big dog status, okay?
That was a
cousin, right here where we sitting, used to be a bar. And when I tell you it was full of liquor. Yeah, so that year when I decided to cut all ties, I fasted. 13 days I fasted. And I prayed and I asked God to remove any and everything out of my life that's keeping me from his will. That was in January. February 11th was the last day I talked to this guy. We were done. Before that, I told him, I don't want to drink anymore. Like, I was losing my appetite for it then. I was like, I just don't want to drink. He told me, well, we don't have nothing else in common if you don't want to drink. Wait, what? That's what we got in common? So I said all that to say, everything with God is so strategic. Everything was coming together. I sold the bar. I got rid of every alcohol.
I remember you telling me
I sold the bar as is. I got rid of it. Most of the bottles were still closed. Full bar. It was Moses display. Nobody come to visit. But nevertheless, I got rid of it. And from that point, that's what pushed me. So all the tears that we did cry, how he said nothing will go unused. He will not unuse anything. So all the tears that I cried, that was it. I knew it was over when I deleted the thread, when I deleted the pictures, the videos from 3 years. So that was a lot. When I had to block the number, it wasn't to be like I was some, bad tale or whatever. It was for me. I had to do it for me. So, and it helped me. And it's nothing but God that I'm where I am today, and that's what pushed me.
That particular relationship and then deciding that This is it.
This is it. I didn't
I'm
want
better.
that. Yeah, I'm better. I didn't want that lifestyle anymore. We think we're so into things that we think that that's what we want. But God has to, how they say, the scales have to fall off your eyes. So everybody on the outside may see it and they tell you, but you're not going to do it until you purpose in your heart that you want. And as I got out of it, girl, I sat and thought about, I cried over a guy who had nothing for me.
Don't we all have a story?
Oh my God, he had nothing for me. Like, he wasn't feeding me at nothing. I was sustaining that relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it. I was the one that was keeping it alive. So it was never, it had been died. It was over me.
Right.
But I was the one that was keeping it. So again, I don't say that with any harm or ill to him. He didn't do anything wrong. That's me. Right. I chose to stay there that long. I was blinded by what it really was. But where I'm at now, girl, nobody could ever. I told God, if it's not even in his will, they don't even have to converse with me. Period. Keep it going. Give me tunnel vision.
Yes.
I don't want to talk to them. Don't let them inbox me. Phone dry. But you know what they said? I saw on TikTok, a girl said, when your phone becomes dry, that means that you set boundaries. Boundaries, I never knew what those were.
Oh, no.
I never knew what they were. So now that I have boundaries, my phone is dry.
My phone is dry too.
There's not conversations that I will sit and allow you to keep dropping into my spirit. Don't let anybody drain you.
Yes, that's it. Like, that's it in a nutshell.
That is
because
even family sometimes.
I was just about to say it.
Yes,
because
even
most
family.
times you have to get to a point where those boundaries have to exist.
Yes, and I never knew what a boundary was. You hear it.
I wonder why, because I share that same thing, but I wonder, is it because of something that maybe how we were raised? Because
probably so. I feel like a lot of it triggered from our young upbringing.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out, why is it that we didn't have any boundaries? Why? Because there are some people that are younger than us, like the younger generation now. They have boundaries.
Right. Oh, my daughter. My daughter has boundaries.
I'm thinking about her too.
Oh, my daughter has boundaries. She's gonna be like, oh no.
No.
And when she say no, it's no.
It's no. So I'm like, but obviously we learned, so we know now. You only can do better once you know to do better.
Correct.
So you knew how to not put that in place. So I'm wondering, like, if not having boundaries is tied to something dealing with the way that you were raised, like your childhood built to raise. Obviously so. I don't know exactly what it is or whatever, but obviously so. But I think that, and especially what I heard you saying, is that particular relationship was like pretty much the last straw.
Oh yeah, it was. It was
like, I can't do this anymore to myself. And I want something better for myself.
Right. I want more. Yeah. I want more. People, like I said, some people may say, oh, you took that long. Oh, you're at your age and now you decide. Oh, as I tell you, I wear my purity ring with pride. I wear it.
I didn't even know that's what you were wearing.
Oh yeah, I've had this on for almost 2 years.
Because I'm proud of you.
Yeah, this is my purity ring and I wear it. And I said that to say, one of my coworkers that I used to work with, obviously a male, and we've had the conversation, and he would say something on the lines, but what you think, you gonna be a virgin again? Like, what you waiting for? But that stuff like that you weed out. Like, you know what? You don't even have to give that any reaction. We don't even have to. I'm not even gonna answer, because no answer or no response is a response.
It's a response.
Yeah, but that just lets you see people's mindset. No, I'm not trying to say I'm gonna be no born again virgin. I'm not saying that. But I will say is that I have boundaries now. So I'm not just the things that I used to allow will never fly.
Right.
Nowadays. Oh, girl, when I think about
because isn't that so funny that when you get to this point that you really realize that, man, why did I think that I was going to be missing out on something, or that I actually needed this thing or this person here? Like, why do we get to a point where, well, we know why, obviously, sitting, but I wonder, why does it take for us to experience pain, for us to realize that, man, I could have saved myself a whole lot of that
A long time ago.
A long time ago. Like,
but cousin, also remember that this ain't the first pain we had. We had a whole bunch of other pain,
true.
you know, before that. So that didn't change. So what was it about this one? You know what I'm saying?
And like that's so, what is it that I think it probably being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Tired of being sick and tired, and just wanting better. Like not wanting the same. You know what I feel when I looked that I was having the same person in a different body. So I had to say, wait a minute, Aisha, this is the same guy, just what is just a different person. So you're getting the same things. And I had to search me, like, and when it got quiet, I was able to hear God. I was able to see what it is. I had issues within myself that I had never faced because I never accepted. So that's why I had a cycle going on all that time. I never wanted to be alone. I had abandonment issues. I had rejection issues. Yes. So that's another reason I stayed so long. Because if I leave, I got to start over. That's another reason I had no boundaries. Because if I put boundaries, he's going to leave. If I tell him this is what the boundaries is, he's going to leave. So for him not to leave, you don't make boundaries.
You don't create boundaries.
So that way they stay. And you give them all of you. And you get nothing in return. So you continue to fill their cup and fill. And my daughter, who's now 21, said to me years ago, she said, Ma, you continue to pour into this person and you're going to be empty. And that's where I found myself. Empty. Yep. That was my rock bottom. I've given so much. And when I tell you given so much, I would leave my house to go stay at their house. Oh, I said their house because, you know, he didn't have his own house. He lived with his parents, his mom. So, yeah. But when you look at
no
it,
boundaries.
None. Not one. Again, it has nothing to do with him.
Right.
So, you know, I don't want it to be like a bashing of who he is.
Right.
That's not what this is.
Right.
This is all
self-reflection.
Me. Oh, yeah. This is all me.
Yes.
This is all what I know today I will not allow. You know. I don't need to be with somebody just for the sake of being with somebody. And I used to. So those who crave, and you are married. Yes. But those who are single, they crave relationships. So, and that's normal. Yes. Right? But I feel we have to realize God's a jealous God. And he's not going to give you a relationship when you don't have one with him. That's number one. Yeah,
not the one that you're going to be able to cherish.
Correct.
And that's going to respect you in the way and treat you in the way that God wants. You're right. You'll get one.
Right. Oh, you can go pick anyone, but not the one that he has.
You won't have that one.
It has to love. And anything that is of God is never going to take you from out of his will. So if he's trying to get you in the bed or get you to go out and drink and that's not what you want to do, that's not God. He's not going to send you. It's not going to come with confusion. That's what I've learned.
Yes, he's not.
He's not a God of.
He's not a God of confusion.
So it's not going to come with confusion. It's going to come. It's going to come clear. You're going to know this is God.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to have that relationship to even know who God is. Some people think God is.
Biggest part, right?
Some people think God is giving you a house. God is giving you a car. Girl, I'm blessed.
I'm blessed.
He blessed me with a car.
Yeah, girl, I'm blessed. I got a beautiful house. Now, mind you, yes, those are blessings.
Right. But
right?
That's
that doesn't. That is. I guess that's what they equate God to. Is if I have things. Right. Not just looking at it as, well, you know, he came in a form of a human being called Jesus. And actually allowed himself to be crucified. He didn't have to be.
Right.
He actually said, okay, I'm going to do this for me and you. Right. That is enough.
That's more than enough.
That's more than enough.
Right.
That is the blessing. But ultimately, reading this word, we got a whole book of character. This is God's book of character. It lets us know who he is. This is the only way you build a relationship.
Spending time.
You have to spend time with God and you have to know his word.
Right.
And let me not say the only way, but this is the first way.
Right.
There's no way for you to know God or him to know you without reading his word.
You can't be in a relationship with a man or a woman without getting to know them.
You got to get to know them.
You got to get to know them. And I feel that this generation, the microwave mentality, right? Because we want things That's why I don't use a microwave no more. Joke. But I don't use a microwave anymore.
But you didn't use the microwave.
I don't.
The whole time I was here.
I will not use a microwave. If I can help it, I don't use a microwave. But no, all jokes aside, that's this generation's mindset. They want it like now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's time to stop seeking the hand of God and start seeking his face.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
So that and when I say that, stop looking for him to be. I've heard my pastor say, stop allowing him to be, looking for him to be your pimp. Like we want him to just give us what we want. So I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray this prayer because I want him to do X, Y, Z.
X, Y, and Z.
Baby, he woke you up this morning. That's enough.
That is it.
If he don't do this, he done did enough. So, and girl, but you have to get to that point.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, everybody's walk is different. Yeah. But I feel like if you purpose in your heart and strive, your walk is not going to be my walk. Right. And vice versa. You have your own walk, but you have to be striving in that direction.
And that's true. And I'm so, I'm glad you said that because it made me think of the fact that this podcast and who we are and our testimonies may not be for everyone.
Right.
Right.
And that's okay. If we reach one person, that's who it's for. That's who it's for.
It's for that person, because the reality is, like you said, everybody's walk is different.
Yes.
Everybody won't have the testimony of I have experienced some type of sexual trauma or something like that. But for the people that have experienced, that still has found themselves stuck into like a repetition of doing the same thing and expecting a different result, insanity, then this podcast is for you.
Right.
Like, see what we're going through and know that there is a God that is real, that can truly take that pain, take that trauma, and turn your life completely around. And I know it sounds so cliche, but it's real.
It is.
Like, that's what God does. He did it for all of them in here.
And he has no respect of person.
No.
None.
He's doing the same thing for us. And so I'm so...
Because he's the same.
He is the same. Right. Never changes.
He's never changing.
Never.
So this is the same person.
Yes.
So what he did for all these people in here, he can do for
all of us.
Yes. And he has. And
it's a choice.
It is. That's why he says free will.
Free will.
Free will.
Yeah, free
So,
will.
I mean, if he gave if we would all been robots, and he would not have had to come or die for us. We would have just did what he wanted us to do.
Obviously, the angels had free will. Satan chose to do what he did and be cast out of heaven. Like, that free will. So it's like we have that same free will. You just have to make the right choice.
That's it.
You know, and so like I said, that kind of segues way back into me. It's like making a choice. It was time for me to make the choice, like you did. Like, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna fast and pray, figure it out. Mine is a little bit different, I think, because I kind of went through the whole mental health. A lot of depression, anxiety, being clinically diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder, diagnosed with depression and anxiety and etc. Actually spent some time in a mental institution. All of those things. I got to a point where it was like with the suicidal thoughts and thinking about death and all of that stuff like that every day. And I got tired of feeling like no matter what I did, no matter how many blessings you receive, right? You get the jobs and the cars and you do all of the things and you have the husband and the children and all of the things. But when everybody goes to sleep, you're still sitting on the couch bawling your eyes out. Like, why? What is going on within you, Kelly, that is causing you to still know that you have a job that pays well, you have a husband, you have beautiful children. It seems like life is thriving financially. You're at a place financially where you could take care of yourself and take care of help the household and etc. But you still feel broken. You still feel empty. You still feel like the relationships you have around you. Well, first of all, it's not like I have a whole bunch of friendships or relationships like that in my life anyway. Right. So it's like still feeling alone. And I was just like, God, I can't do this. And I think I got to a point of It was just like, I feel so depressed and constantly thinking about death, and almost to the point of like, you know what? It's like I'm good. Like I can be out. But I think that level, I say that it's a level of selfishness, and I'm gonna speak that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
There was this level of selfishness there, but that I still wouldn't allow myself to be that selfish because I kept thinking about those children.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So no matter how bad, even down to being in a mental institution and etc., no matter how bad it got for me, I truly believe in the train up a child in the way that they should go and they will not depart from it. I believe in that because we were raised in the church.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
We knew God. We knew what was right. We knew what was wrong. Right at a very young age. And I believe that all of that stuff that we probably was falling asleep in church or playing around, eating candy in church, right?
Right.
All of that stuff, even though we may have not truly been paying attention, it was getting in.
Yes.
It was getting in. And so there was something that was still inside of me, that something, now I know the Holy Spirit, but that something was still inside of me saying, no, that's not it.
That's not it.
You're not about to just lay down and die and give up because it has gotten too hard or you feel empty. So it was just, I came to a point where it's like, no, Kelly, that's not the answer. The answer is God.
Oh yeah.
You know that that's the answer.
The only answer.
But why did I feel like tension? I don't know if you experienced this, cousin, but when I finally made the decision that I am going to focus my time on praying, talking to God, allowing him the opportunity to talk back to me, read this Bible daily, and stop doing some of the things, stop having some of the thoughts, changing my behavior, the way I thought. There was this tension in me that felt like, ooh, but I can't give up everything. Because if I
was a battle.
Yeah, it's like, because if I truly devote
you had a
all
battle.
of my time with God, then
I ain't gonna be able to do this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I can't go to the club. I ain't gonna be able to drink like that. Now you gonna have a glass of wine. There's nothing wrong.
Yes.
Because actually the sin is in getting drunk. So you can have a glass of wine every once in a while with a meal or something like that. But you know how we was gonna have the little Hennessy and Coke.
Oh yeah.
In the market.
Look at me.
Yeah. How we was and we was gonna do it.
We was.
So when you get to that point, no clubbing, and the biggest part is forgiveness. Oh, so I gotta forgive people now that I've been holding hostage.
Right. That really wronged me because they could get it.
Yeah, because they.
But now, yeah.
So what you're saying is, God, if I decide to do this, I have to really acknowledge the brokenness inside of me. Not so much them.
Right.
But I have to really recognize the brokenness inside of me and actually make a conscious decision to say, I'm going to change it.